Hello and welcome to Matt Loves Eurovision. It's my Eurovision 2026 Top 35 countdown. It's place number 19, Portugal, Bandidos do Cante, Rosa. Please do click on the subscribe button, ring that notification bell and like, share and comment below. So with Spain not at the contest this year, boycotting, Portugal is the sole representative of the Iberian Peninsula this year. Now, Portugal waited longer than any country to get their first win back in 2017. But since then, they have been remarkably effective at qualifying for the grand final. They've qualified every year since 2021. In fact, there's only been 1 year that they have not qualified since they won in 2017. And of course, we had the introduction of the televote only semi-finals in 2023, and yet still Portugal have managed to qualify. They were heavily unfancied to make the final last year, yet they still did so. So will the 5 boys from Bandidos do Cante, can they also surprise us? Now, Bandidos do Cante are a musical group from the Alentejo region, which is south-central Portugal. And they fuse contemporary sounds with the traditional canto alentejano. Now, canto alentejano is a music genre based on vocal music without instrumentation from the Alentejo region of Portugal. So alongside the more well-known fado, it's one of 2 Portuguese music traditions that is inscribed in UNESCO's representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. The band have been together since 2022 and they released their first studio album in January this year. Their song Rosa won the annual Festival de Canção contest. In the final, it came second with the juries and won the public vote. An important fact to note, given that they were one of the few of this year's Festival de Canção artists to say that they would go to Eurovision if they won. Most of the others had already pre-declined going. Now we talk about their musical genre, the fusion of contemporary and canto and talejano, and this is definitely that. Maybe rather tilting more to the latter. We have an a cappella open, we have the characteristic polyphonic structure, and the song itself is based on very deep emotional themes and deeply rooted in that cultural context. It's such an atypical entry for the modern Eurovision contest, and yet it feels completely in keeping with the kind of thing that Portugal chooses to send. It almost feels a little hard to rank this alongside the other entries at Eurovision this year. But it feels like such a soothing Portuguese lullaby, and it certainly oozes authenticity and that strong cultural identity. You do feel like you learned something about Portugal and an aspect of Portuguese culture through this. Now, granted, it is not a top replay on a party playlist on Spotify, but it is a song and a vocal performance, I think, to be appreciated. Now, inevitably, this is not something that the Eurovision scoreboard app favours. It's currently sort of bumping around the bottom few places in the main list, and again in the semi-final only list, it's also pretty low down as well. Yet it would not do to rule Portugal out at all. They have shown themselves adept at surprising the fandom by qualifying with songs that got very little love before the contest. That and full authenticity, and Portugal just sends exactly what the damn they like, rather than being focused on the contest. And that cultural identity and that cultural focus do always stand out. Now, the return of the juries to the semi-finals this year may help Portugal. In the grand finals, they get, or certainly in recent years, they've got the bulk of their points haul from the juries. And I think you can certainly see some of the juries appreciating the vocal quality here. Public vote may prove harder this year, in fact, than ever before, as some of Portugal's diaspora countries, places like France, they are not voting in this semi-final. And this is arguably their weakest entry in recent years. Betting odds do suggest non-qualifying result. But they've learned, and Portugal, as you can see, is still within a shot of a chance. It's not too far off. I think it's also worth bearing in mind that in the running order, they sit right amongst an entire half of incredibly up-tempo, loud, striking songs. And I think in that context, this song and this performance stands out even more. So I don't think it is beyond the realm of impossibility that Portugal may yet surprise us. But do let me know what you think in the comments as always, and join me again soon. Take care.